Hey guys, Willtell here, and today we're going to be talking about the best way, in my opinion, to tie up your paracord. This is a method that I actually learned working at a racetrack. It's how they tie up their tow straps to get people out of the gravel pits and the like. And one of the really nice things about it is it won't tangle up in your pack. So you've got the bundle here. It's like this nice long serpentine guy here. This is actually 100 feet of paracord, so really it ties it up quite a bit. And you can have this in your pack. You can have this in, your molly pouches somewhere, I don't know, wherever you got it, and rolling around, and as soon as you go to get it, it wants to come straight again. So it actually makes it really nice, and it's very quick deployable. I'll show you guys how that works in just a second. But basically you grab this end and yank, and the whole thing comes undone. So coming up here, I'll show you how it works, how to tie it, and I hope it works out for you guys as well as it works for me. Alright, so to show you guys how this works, I got my paracord and my medical kit here. First thing at the seams, as a medical kit should be. Now, why you'd have paracord and a medical kit, let alone 100 feet, I don't know, maybe you got lots of tourniquets to do or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's just where it is for demonstration purposes. So we're gonna pull it out here. And as you would imagine, being stuck in a pack, oh man, that's gonna be really tangled up. Nope. No, I didn't fold it. No, it's not trick photography. It just works that well. I don't need this anymore. So, the way that this works is you just find the end that has the loop, which we'll show you how to do that when we go to tying the knot, and yank on the end. And it comes right out. And of course, you can stop at any time and cut your line, so you don't have to go all the way. So this is actually done in 2 layers, and you can do as many layers as you need to. So this is my probably about 35, 40 feet of it. And then I do the same thing and expose my individual length. And if this is all I wanted to do, I could cut it right here and leave the rest bundled up. Okay, so now the way that we actually tie this knot is the beginning is the hardest part. After that, it's all smooth sailing. So what we do is create a loop in the bite, so to speak, without actually tying it. Bring it around, create a loop like so. And then pull that tight. Control the size of that loop till we get to about here. Maybe a little bit bigger. And then we're going to form another loop and bunny ears it in there. Alright. Then the loop we just created, make another loop. That makes a loop, do it again, and again. And over and over and over and over and over until you get to the end of your line. And the guys at the racetrack used to say, oh, well, because that's got 3 lengths of cord going down there, it's 3 times stronger. I don't really buy it. I think it's probably a little bit weaker, because if you tie a knot, you're weakening your line. But they would respond, that's not really a knot, it's a loop. It's not self-tightening. It doesn't tighten on it as you pull it. So if you tie a knot in this end, such that it won't come undone, and one in this end, and then pull on it, supposedly, it's stronger than you started. But I don't know, I haven't tested that yet. Anyway, so you keep on going down your line, and eventually you'll get to a point like this. We've got lots and lots and lots of line coming all the way down. And then I'll show you guys how to terminate once I get all the way done. Alright, so to terminate your line, we're down here at the end, and we've been going down the line. So what we're going to do now is make our last loop, same as all the rest, and just pull it tight. And we're going to pull the one before it tight, just by kind of, there we go, giving it the old heave-ho. And this one running this way, just on the end of your working end here, you're going to pull down with your thumb and then tug on that. Make sure that that's nice and tight so that this has some resistance to it so that it doesn't just slip out. So work that nice and tight. The next thing is that I like to go back to my original end where I started so that my starting ends are together. And by that I mean you can do this in layers. So I've got one layer already done as shown. what I can do now is create a second layer by doing the same thing. And it's exactly the same whether you're doing it with one, whether you do it with a second layer such as this. If this was, 1,000 feet, I might do a third layer. If I had some ungodly length, I could do 10 layers if I wanted to. And as you get through your layers, these loops can start getting pretty big. You really don't have to control the size of your loops all that much. They can be a pretty good size. You can just take your whole hand and grab the line like that. You don't really have to be real nimble with your fingers to get in here. As you can see, maybe you might get little knots in here, but nothing you can't work out in a few seconds. So we're just going to keep going all the way down. I don't really know how much of this I really have to show you guys. You guys know this by now. But really, it's fast enough to where I can pretty much come to the end, which I'm right about there now. And when you get more layers, it starts to get a little bit more awkward to kind of tie that end up, especially because it gets a little harder to see what you're doing, but you play with it. And once you've done it a few times, especially if you're doing layers, you get better at seeing what's going on. And I like to leave that loop nice and big. You can close it up, but to me, that loop says, hey, I'm the end. This is where you're going to start pulling on stuff, because if you tug on this, you're just going to make it tighter and harder to undo. So really, you're not doing yourself any favors. Now, the guys at the track, again, said it got stronger as you did it. So that means before it was 3 times stronger, now it should be 9 times stronger. I don't believe that at all. If that was true, they'd sell it like this. They'd weave it like that. I don't think that's true at all. But, I don't know, your mileage may vary. If you go and test it on a press with a force meter, you might find that that's totally true. But anyway, that's pretty much how you tie your second, third, fourth, fifth, 16th layer. Alright, one thing I wanted to point out real quick, little caveat. I know if I don't say, I'm going to get all kinds of YouTube comments going, Willtell's method sucks, it doesn't work, it tangles up on me. I said, this is how you know where to start pulling, right? That means that's where you know where to start pulling. In my demonstration I showed you, this is what you pull on. If you pull on this, you're going to mess up the whole system, and all kinds of crazy stuff starts happening, because effectively what you've done is tied a square knot. Don't pull on this loop, don't pull this loop through. You start from here, and you're going down the line. So there you have it. Willtell's method of bundle up your paracord. I find it works really well. That's my experience, my mileage. Hopefully you guys find that it works as well as I do.